For weeks, social media has been buzzing with whispers about Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker, but it wasn't until Kourtney finally broke her silence that everything exploded. Fans had been speculating for months that something felt off, especially surrounding Travis's bold personality, his impulsive decisions, and the way he often expresses affection in ways that some viewers felt crossed certain boundaries. But when Kourtney stepped forward with subtle but powerful comments about needing balance, boundaries, and breathing room, the internet went into full detective mode. Was she hinting at deeper issues? Was this her gentle way of addressing the intensity that Travis brings into her life? Or was this simply another example of fans reading too much into the smallest detail? Whatever the case, the moment Kourtney chose to open up, even in the slightest way, set off a wildfire of debates, fan theories, and emotional reactions. And now, with insiders' commentary channels and viewers analyzing every expression and every cryptic post, the question remains: did Kourtney just expose a side of her marriage that no one saw coming? It all began during a moment that fans initially brushed off a small comment. Almost casual, during a conversation about motherhood, responsibilities, and personal space, Kourtney mentioned that she loves passion, but needs emotional balance too. And that sometimes she feels like she has to create pockets of calm around her. She didn't mention Travis directly, but fans immediately connected the dots. Kourtney has always been open about valuing peace, grounding routines, and emotional consistency, especially after spending years redefining her boundaries following her complicated past with Scott Disick. So when she talked about feeling overwhelmed by energy that moves too fast, fans took it as a subtle reflection of her dynamic with Travis. Moments later, things escalated even further when Kourtney posted a cryptic quote on her Instagram story, something about learning to slow down what moves too quickly. The timing was what made people pause. Travis had just been all over social media with high-energy performances, sudden appearances, and passionate PDA moments. That's when the speculation began. And once fans picked up the thread, the conversation grew bigger than anyone expected. The moment the clip and the quote went viral, the internet split right down the middle. Some fans were convinced Kourtney was gently calling out Travis's impulsive behavior, the spontaneous decisions, the 0 to 100 affection, the intense emotional expressions. Supporters of Kourtney argued that she wasn't attacking him, just expressing her own needs. They praised her for standing firm in the peace-first lifestyle she has cultivated for years, but others felt the moment was overblown. They insisted Kourtney wasn't shading Travis at all, but merely speaking as a new mom navigating family chaos. Meanwhile, fan pages began dissecting body language, comparing clips from older episodes, and pointing out subtle shifts in their recent interactions. A few even suggested Kourtney's tone had changed over time, less fiery, more measured, more protective of her emotional space. Still, despite the theories, no one truly knew what was happening behind the scenes. It was clear, however, that the internet was fully invested, and the conversation wasn't slowing down anytime soon. The intensity of the reaction didn't come out of nowhere. It came from a long history fans had been observing. Travis is known for his passion, spontaneity, and deeply expressive nature. Kourtney, on the other hand, lives slower. She thrives on routine, grounding practices, quiet mornings, and mindful living. So when Kourtney said she sometimes felt overwhelmed, it resonated because fans had already seen glimpses of that contrast. There were moments on the show where Travis's high-level energy clashed with Kourtney's calm-centered priorities. Nothing dramatic, nothing explosive, just two people with very different rhythms trying to align. To her comments struck a chord because they sounded honest, human, real. And fans interpreted that honesty as a sign that Kourtney was navigating something deeper than anyone realized. Once the conversation went viral, it became clear that things were shifting, not in a dramatic, scandalous way, but in a subtle, emotional one. The kind that happens when two people start redefining how their worlds fit together. Insiders have hinted that Kourtney's comments weren't about conflict. They were about clarity, She wasn't exposing Travis. She was expressing her evolving needs as a mother, partner, and individual. And according to fan discussions, Travis seems aware of that dynamic too. The couple is still strong, still united, and still deeply connected. But the conversation around them has changed. Fans are watching more closely, paying attention to the balance between passion and peace, and wondering whether Kourtney will reveal even more about how she navigates the intensity of life with Travis Barker. If one thing is clear, it's that Kourtney's voice carries weight, not because she's loud, but because she knows exactly when to speak. And this time, her decision to open up even slightly has reshaped the entire conversation around her marriage, her boundaries, and her personal growth. Her comments weren't dramatic, scandalous, or explosive, yet they created a ripple effect powerful enough for fans, blogs, and analysts to dive headfirst into speculation. And maybe that's the point. Sometimes the quietest statements say the most. Sometimes a subtle shift reveals more than a full confrontation ever could. Whether Kourtney truly meant to hint at deeper issues, or was simply expressing her emotional needs, fans saw the human side of her life, a side where love, marriage, family, and individuality intersect in complicated ways. It sparked conversations about balance, energy, and communication, reminding viewers that even the most glamorous couples navigate very real challenges. And as for Travis, the story continues to evolve. Some fans think he'll adjust, slow down, and match Kourtney's pace. Others believe the couple will keep embracing their opposite energies, proving that passion and peace can coexist when both people understand each other's needs. But the biggest question still remains: will Kourtney share more? Will this moment spark bigger conversations within their relationship? Or will it simply fade into a chapter of personal expression? We'll be watching closely because in the Kardashian world, one small moment can reshape the entire narrative. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more deep dive commentary on celebrity moments, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Kourtney was sending a message, or did the internet take things too far? Your opinion might just be the one that fuels the next big discussion.